Om Shri Sai Ram. Today is a very special day and we are indeed triply blessed. Why are we triply blessed? First, because today is Karthika Somavara, the wonderful day when the avatar made its advent in our midst. Secondly, we are blessed because we got to know about this beautiful and wonderful avatar. How unfortunate it would have been that the avatar has come and we are not even aware of this beautiful Sathya Sai avatar. The third reason is because having known that the avatar has come and the advent has happened, we decided to spend at least some part of our life, our time, our energies with the avatar and sanctify our lives. Therefore, on this day when we are triply blessed, on this beautiful Karthika Somavaram day, there can be nothing more wonderful that we can do other than think about and contemplate on the glories of our beloved Swami. Now, when we say contemplate on the story and glory of our Swami, it's a very tough task. At the same time, it's a very easy task. It's a tough task because which story do we pick? There are a million stories of our Lord. How do we choose and pick which story to relive? But it's also an easy task because every story is so sweet, so beautiful, so glorious, so grand. So any story is fine. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam. That is how Lord Krishna summarized the reason behind the advent of an avatar. What is interesting is protection and nourishment of the good, paritranaya sadhunam, came first. Then only came vinashaya cha dushkrutam. God doesn't come to destroy the wicked. He comes primarily to foster the good, noble and virtuous. And there are many such episodes from the life of our beloved Bhagawan. In the middle of the year 1957, Swami was at Rishikesh at Swami Shivananda Ashram. One of those days, Bhagawan visited the Vashishta Guha. Vashishta Guha is a cave in which the sage Vashishta, the guru of Lord Sri Rama, is supposed to have meditated. And after him, many such Siddha Purushas, great sages and saints have spent time in this cave. Swami visited this cave in order to fulfill the heartfelt yearning and longing of one dear devotee, Swami Purushottamananda. This has been beautifully documented in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram, wherein Swami goes to the cave and grants him darshan as the Jyoti Padmanabha. Padmanabha is Lord Vishnu who is reclining on the Adishesha, the serpent. That darshan in the form of a brilliant light. This is well documented in Satyam Shivam Sundaram. But what is interesting is what happened after this episode. Swami suddenly went into a trance. His body became lifeless and still and absolutely rigid. And apparently those days this was a regular feature. So everybody was aware that Swami has gone somewhere in the trance. And Swami returned after a few minutes, 15 minutes or 20 minutes maybe. And everyone was eager to know where Swami had been. Because Swami never makes a show of his miracles. Because Swami would say, what is ashcharyam for you, what is something that is surprising for you is sahajam for me, is very natural for me. Just like you don't make a show of the fact that you are breathing, Bhagwan need not make a show of the fact that he is doing a miracle. So people were wondering whether Swami would tell what happened when he was in this trance. That is when Swami called one devotee nearby and said, "Hey Subramanyam, tell everyone what you saw." Now Subramanyam was hesitating. Swami, I don't want to tell inauspicious things on this occasion when everything is auspicious. What can be inauspicious in the presence of Bhagavan? When Swami is in our life, nothing will be inauspicious. Everything is auspicious. Shubham, Shubham, Shivam, Shivam. He is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Nothing can be inauspicious. Swami told Subramanyam, you tell. And that is when Subramanyam said, Swami, as we were getting down this hill to come to the Vashishta Guha, the cave of Vashishta, I noticed a dead body, a corpse on the river Ganga that is flowing there. Now this Vashishta Guha is at a place where the Ganga takes a turn. And Subramanyam had seen a dead body floating on the river. Swami laughed out. He said, Ayyo, that is not a dead body. That's a yogi. That's a great yogi who was lost in meditation, contemplation, yoga. And he was so lost in meditation. He had also done pranayam, because of which he had controlled his breath. He was not even breathing. He didn't notice that the river surged to the banks and washed away his seat and removed the mud from under him and took him into the river. And thus he began to float on the river and flow down. Now, because he is doing pranayam, he is not sinking in the water. But then Swami said, after going downstream for some time, he suddenly came to his senses. He became aware of the physical world around him. And suddenly he noticed that he was drowning in the, not Bhava Sagara, but Bhava Nadi maybe, in the river in one of the most powerful rivers of India, Ganga. And as he was drowning, he got scared. And the moment fear entered his heart, all his spiritual practices went. All the pranayam, everything collapsed. And he began to drown and sink. It's at this time that Swami had gone in the trance. And as Raja Reddy, one of the people who accompanied Swami, would later recollect, Swami's hands were cupped as if he is protecting something very, very precious. And Swami said, my hands were cupped around his heart. I was protecting the heart of this bhakta. And Swami said, it took me time because I had to take him downstream to a place where he would be well taken care of. And Swami said, I dropped him off at Shivananda Nagar. At Shivananda Nagar, where a family found him and fed him biscuits and some hot coffee or tea, and he's fine now. That is our Bhagwan. You see, I told in the beginning that there are 3 blessings that we know about the avatar. The avatar has come, we know about the avatar. This yogi did not have these 3 blessings. He did not know about the avatar. And yet the avatar protected him, because that is why the avatar comes. For the protection of the good. Paritranaya sadhunam. And now in the Kali Yuga, there is nothing like good and bad. There is nothing like this is a bad person, this is a good person. Everybody has some goodness, everybody has some evil in the heart. And so for the Kali Yuga, when our Kali Yuga avatar has come, it is to foster that goodness in our heart and to destroy the evil in our heart. Now it is left to us what we allow the avatar to do to us. Do we allow him to foster the goodness, or do we make him destroy the evil? It depends on what we foster in our heart. If we foster goodness, the Lord will grace us. If we foster evil, jealousies, envy, pride, greed, anger, all this we nourish in our heart. And it is not as if this is something that is very worldly. In our own places, even in our own, instead of making our heart Prashanti Nilayam, we make it an Ashanti Nilayam. Even within our own Sai organization, within our brothers and sisters, we have jealousies, we have the feeling of ego, the pride, I am superior, what do you know, who are you? If not that, we have other things. We set our heart behind achieving more money, more power, more name, more fame. Is this what life is for? Swami, while speaking to the MBA students, once came out. The chief minister, some business people, big shots had come to meet him, but he avoided all of them and came to the boys, and while speaking to them, Swami said, do you know, minister has come to meet me. And then he said, do you know, businessman has come to meet me. And like fools, when we were sitting there, we thought Swami is trying to show his importance. That see, such big people have come to meet, but I am not meeting them. And later we realized Swami was giving us such a powerful message. Swami was telling us, you are studying, you are getting this education for what? For what? Because you want to achieve power in the world? Because you want to achieve glory in the world? Because you want to get more authority, you want more money? Do you know how much authority and power that minister has? And yet he has come begging with his hands outstretched in front of me. You know how much money that businessman has? Yet he has come with his hands outstretched begging in front of me. Dear ones, Swami has given himself to us. What we seek in life is happiness and peace. And this comes only in union with God. On this beautiful day, when the Lord made his advent, let us make this firm resolve in our heart that Swami, in our heart, we will nourish a desire for you and you alone. We will follow the words that you have said. We will foster love and not offer this pure, wonderful heart to the world, to the pursuit of wealth, to the pursuit of influence, to the pursuit of ego, pride, envy. Sai, may this day be your true birthday, the day when you take birth in our hearts and reside there forever. Jai Sai Ram.